New York City, a place where secrets hide beneath glowing billboards, where bridges whisper forgotten stories, and where every street corner could unlock a piece of history you never knew existed. Tonight, we're not just touring the city, we're uncovering its mysteries. From haunted train tracks to secret tunnels and hidden legends, this is New York like you've never seen before. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will change the way you see the city forever. The Hidden Story of New York, a journey through secrets, legends, and landmarks. When you arrive in New York City, it doesn't just feel like you've stepped into another city. It feels like you've entered another world. The lights, the sounds, the endless waves of people moving through the streets. It's a stage where history, mystery, and modern life all collide. I came here chasing adventure, but I didn't expect to uncover a story that felt larger than life. A story written in steel skyscrapers, whispered across cobblestone streets, and etched into the very heart of Manhattan. Let me take you with me, from the legendary glow of Times Square to the shadowy corners of old train stations, from bridges that carried millions of souls to secret tunnels hidden beneath the city. Together, we'll see New York as you've never seen it before. Times Square, the city's electric heart. The journey begins where it almost always does, Times Square. The blinding lights, flashing billboards, and giant LED screens pulse like the heartbeat of the city. But behind the neon, Times Square carries secrets. Decades ago, this same spot was notorious for crime, danger, and dark dealings. Today, the energy feels electric, unstoppable, like the ghosts of the past have been replaced by pure ambition. Standing there, you can almost feel the millions of stories converging. Immigrants chasing the American dream, artists hoping to make it on Broadway, lovers, tourists, hustlers, all leaving their mark. Times Square is more than a place. It's a living, breathing legend. The Brooklyn Bridge, gateway of dreams. Heading east, I find myself staring at one of New York's most iconic marvels, the Brooklyn Bridge. Walking across it takes about 30 minutes, but every step feels like crossing a threshold between eras. When it was built in 1883, it was the longest suspension bridge in the world, and many feared it would collapse. A week after opening, a stampede broke out on the bridge, and 12 people tragically died. To prove its strength, P.T. Barnum once marched 21 elephants across it. Imagine the spectacle. The circus stomping across steel cables, the crowd gasping below. Today, when you walk the bridge, you not only cross the East River into Brooklyn, you cross into one of the most fascinating neighborhoods, Dumbo, with cobblestone streets, old factories reborn as galleries, and one of the most photogenic views of Manhattan. It feels like stepping into a movie set. Grand Central Terminal, the Cathedral of Motion. Next stop, Grand Central Terminal. At first glance, it's just a train station, but step inside, and you're standing in what feels like a cathedral. The ceiling glitters with constellations painted in gold. Every day, hundreds of thousands of people rush through, most of them never noticing the whispers of history around them. Few realize that deep beneath Grand Central lies a hidden track, Track 61. During World War II, it secretly transported President Franklin D. Roosevelt directly into the Waldorf Astoria Hotel above, shielding him from public view because of his disability. The track still exists, abandoned, quiet, a ghost of wartime secrets lying in the dark beneath the city. Coney Island, where dreams meet decay. I take the subway from Grand Central, about an hour ride, to the legendary Coney Island. It's a carnival frozen in time. Neon signs, roller coasters, and the salty smell of the Atlantic Ocean. Families have come here for more than a century to taste hot dogs, ride the cyclone, and chase laughter. But if you look closer, you'll notice something strange. Coney Island has also been a stage for oddities and wonders. Freak shows once thrived here. In the early 1900s, an amusement park called Luna Park lit up the night sky with over 1 million bulbs, an almost alien sight for its time. Today, it's faded, but still magical, a reminder that even dreams can decay, and yet still live on. Little Italy and Yankee Stadium. Food, passion, and pride. Back in Manhattan, I wander into Little Italy. The smell of pasta sauces fills the air, and every corner feels like an invitation to eat. Generations of Italian immigrants built lives here, and though the neighborhood is smaller than it once was, the spirit remains strong. A few subway stops away, in the Bronx, stands another kind of cathedral, Yankee Stadium. Baseball here isn't just a sport, it's religion. Imagine the roar of the crowd, the crack of the bat, the chants echoing into the night. When you're there, you don't just watch a game. You become part of something larger, a legacy that stretches back to Babe Ruth himself. Chelsea Market, the cookie that changed the world. Walking back through Manhattan, I enter Chelsea Market. It's a trendy food hall today, but once upon a time, this was the factory of the National Biscuit Company, Nabisco. And here, in the early 1900s, the world's most famous cookie was born, the Oreo. Think about that. A global empire of sweetness began right in this building. Every bite of an Oreo carries a piece of New York history. The Edge, Little Island, and Central Park. Escapes above and within. In Hudson Yards, I ascend to the Edge, a glass observation deck that juts out into the sky. Standing there, you feel like you're floating above Manhattan, the city stretching endlessly in all directions. Nearby lies Little Island, a futuristic park built on concrete tulips floating above the Hudson River. Free to enter, it feels surreal, as if an architect's dream sprouted right out of the water. And then there's Central Park, a forest carved into the heart of a city. Designed in the 19th century, it was meant to be a democratic space, where the rich and poor, immigrant and native-born, could all share the same green escape. Walking its paths, it's easy to forget the concrete jungle outside. But Central Park has its shadows too. Beneath its beauty lies a tragic story. Before the park was built, a thriving African-American community called Seneca Village stood here. In the 1850s, it was torn down and erased from the map to make way for the park. Today, only a plaque remembers the lives once lived there. Fifth Avenue, Broadway, and Rockefeller Center, temples of culture and wealth. Along Fifth Avenue, wealth gleams in the windows. Tiffany, Gucci, Rolex. But just blocks away, you find world-class art museums, including MoMA and the Metropolitan Museum of Art. On Broadway, the theaters light up the night. To see a show like Hamilton isn't just entertainment. It's an initiation into New York's cultural soul. Nearby, at Rockefeller Center, I ride the elevator to the top of the Rock, where the city sprawls below in breathtaking symmetry. At sunset, the view feels otherworldly, the kind of moment you remember for the rest of your life. The 9/11 Memorial and the Oculus, grief and rebirth. In Lower Manhattan, I arrive at the place where tragedy reshaped the city forever. The 9/11 Memorial. Twin pools mark the footprints of the World Trade Center towers, their waters falling endlessly into the void. Standing here, silence speaks louder than words. Beside it rises One World Trade Center, the tallest building in the United States, reaching 1,268 feet into the sky. It's not just steel and glass. It's a statement of resilience, proof that New York always rises again. And then there's the Oculus, a strange, skeletal building shaped like a bird taking flight. It's a shopping mall now, but also a symbol of rebirth, art and commerce woven together in the city's never-ending transformation. Wall Street and the Statue of Liberty, power and promise. From here, it's a short walk to Wall Street, the beating heart of global finance. Beneath the gaze of the charging bull statue, fortunes rise and fall. But across the harbor lies the true symbol of America, the Statue of Liberty. For over a century, she has greeted immigrants arriving at Ellis Island, a beacon of hope in a world of uncertainty. To climb into her crown is to feel history pressing in from all sides. The struggles, the hopes, the dreams that built this country. Museums, warships, and walkways in the sky. No trip would be complete without wandering the American Museum of Natural History, where towering dinosaur skeletons remind us how small we really are. Or exploring the Guggenheim, where art swirls around you in spirals of genius. On the Hudson River rests the USS Intrepid, an aircraft carrier-turned-museum. To stand on its deck is to walk in the footsteps of sailors who once patrolled the oceans during World War II. And then there's the High Line, once a rusting elevated train track, now reborn as a garden in the sky. It's proof of New York's genius, turning decay into beauty, past into future. The endless city. By the time I reach Penn Station, the sun has long set. The trains below hum with the promise of journeys to Boston, Long Island, and beyond. But for me, the story ends here, or maybe it never ends. Because New York is not a city you can finish. It's not a checklist of attractions. It's alive, and it changes every time you return. And maybe that's the greatest secret of all. New York isn't just a place you visit. It's a place that visits you. Once it gets inside you, it never lets go.